and welcome to Youth and Social Life. My name is Dami, and of course, today is December 29. In how many days time? Just a few days time, we'll be entering 2021, a new year. Now, my question for you is: are you prepared for a successful new year? Not just a new year, a successful new year. So, today I'll be talking on ways to prepare for a new year. Many of us, would have said, okay, I've done this, I've done that, but there's so many things that we've not done. And today I'm just going to give you some points of things that you need to do for a new year. A successful new year. Statistics shows that 80% of people give up on the new year resolution by February. And also, according to also some other media, says that 8% of those who set these goals actually achieve them. What about the 92% of people who don't achieve that? Just 8%. That's very low. 92% don't achieve it. Why? Because 80% give up before before February. Why the remaining percent? Of course, they just fail and just forget to rise up again, or will succeed later in another year. But let's talk about things for you to do, to succeed this new year. So the first thing I think that we should do is review your failure and create a list of your accomplishments. First of all, before you enter a new year, you're meant to prepare your spirit, prepare your mind, prepare your soul. And when we're not talking about spirit, the first preparing your spirit means you need to pray. Pray, and prepare your spirit as you're ready to enter a new year. And those things for you to prepare your mind, you have to review your failures and create a list of your accomplishment. December is not just for you to marry. Today is 29th. You still have some days for you to prepare, for you to create a list of what you failed this year, and also a list of what you've accomplished this year. So you have to review it. When you reviewed what you failed, you've created a list of your accomplishments. You have to look back right from January up to this moment, your new year resolution when you entered 2020. If you accomplished it, or the things that you accomplished. 2020, let's just say, is a year of nightmare for many people because of the lockdown. Many things that they prepared, they were unable to do it because of the COVID-19. And many people who had to work from home, but what they are supposed to do is outside, or what they prepare for, it's outside. So you have to list all these things down, list it according to what you have to do. You have to analyze it. If you are in business, you need to review your corporate goals and the performance of the year. So review, analyze your life and also your business. What you also have to review what you've learned in general this year. So that's what is taking me to my number two. That's create a list of the biggest lessons you've learned this year. I've learned so many things, and one of the things I learned this year is that I should always put everything, every possibility. I should always have a plan 2 and a plan 3. I never knew that there was something good, there was ever going to be a disease that would lock me down in my house for a month or others, for other months. For me to just sit at home and just be working from home, or sit and just relax. No money. We have some people who just sell the market, and they sell the market outside. They are not people who venture online. And they have to learn many other things that, of course, you have to, you make use of technology. So you have to put this down. You have to reason, create a list of the biggest lessons you've learned this month. If it is in terms of your life, in terms of your relationship, in terms of your business, in terms of your finance, in terms of your plans, you have to create a list of what you've achieved and what you've learned rather. Now, talking about that, and if you have created it, make sure this list actually serves you. Make sure that if you are able to do this thing, of course you will be able to set up for the other year. Now my number 3 is set new goals for the year. When I'm talking about new goals, many people they confuse this goals with wishes, your dreams, and your new year resolution. When I'm talking about wishes, it's like, okay, you're like, okay, I wish for this thing to happen this year. I wish for this thing to happen next year. It's very different from your goals. Wishes are very different from your goals, but sometimes we try to confuse these things. and put it together. So you need to set a new goal for the new year. Your goals are your yardstick to monitor, evaluate, and guide the way you conduct yourself throughout the year. Let your professional self, your professional goals, set your spiritual goals, your business goals, your finance goals, your family and relationship goals, your investment goals, and also of your academic goals. And when you're talking about setting your goals, you need to write it down in concrete. Don't just put it upstairs and say, this is what I'm going to achieve in terms of my academics. I mean, if you are a student and you say that, okay, this year for social course I really want to get a B, I want to get an A, I want to get an A. If you don't put it down and it's just upstairs, there's nothing to remind you of that goal. I mean, sometimes you just sit down and go through things and just, okay, I really want to achieve this thing for my goal. You have to put it down in concrete. Don't just put it upstairs. You also have to prioritize your goals in the right sequence and others. Which go on your list will bring you the biggest amount of success and happiness. Note it down and prioritize the remaining goals in the right sequence and order. Write your goals in the right sequence. The first year you're going to achieve the second one. And number two is, when you're talking about your goals, anytime you're working according to it, make sure to always tick what you've achieved for the year. I mean, it's going to really, really help you in setting your other goals for other times. So make sure you set your goals. And we have long-term goals and we have short-term goals. When we are talking of long-term goals, and in terms of PR, you talk about your goals for 5 years, your short-term goals for like 6 months or 9 months. So we are talking about your short-term goal for the year. Now, that takes me to number 4. And number 4 is identify the reason why you must achieve your goals. Now, maybe my goals for this year, one of my goals for this year is that, okay, I really want to get more certificates. I want to add another certificate to add on the one I have. I have to put it in writing why I want to achieve this goal. The reason why I want to add more certificates, I want to get one certificate. If I put it down, I believe I'm really going to have interest, and this is what it's going to add to my life. So make sure you identify the reason why you are putting each of your goals down. In terms of your academics, you can put it down, okay, I want to get an A for this, I want to get an A for this. So your reason should be because I want to graduate with a first class, because I want to graduate with a second class, or because I want to make my mother proud, or because I want to make my sister proud, or because I want to make the internet proud and talk about me, or let's just say, or because I want to graduate as the best in the university, or maybe because sometimes there are some universities that if you don't graduate to the second class upper, you can't study your masters there. So your university, your dream university to study your masters might be Oxford University, it might be a university in Toronto, and you don't know any of the university. I don't know anyone, but second class, some universities don't accept anything lower than second class upper for your masters. So that might be one of the reasons why you want to achieve your goals. So there are so many other things. So make sure you identify that reason for it. I mean, it might be hard, but at least put 10 reasons down for each goals. This will motivate you. So that takes me also to my number 5. And my number 5 is identify obstacles that might come your way in achieving your goals. So this, you can call it as these things now, obstacles. Here in Nigeria, you say, I think what they do say is family obstacles or some other things. I'm not talking about that, but you have to put it down. I mean, money can be an obstacle, to starting a new business, or maybe creating a new technology that you want to create, or build a new site that you want to build, or do some other things. Money might be a big obstacle, so you have to put it. I mean, every year comes with its storms, challenges, difficulties, and issues. Look at 2020. I mean, we've been talking about it since 2010 that, okay, the next by year 2020, so thing is going to happen. I'm going to achieve this, I'm going to achieve this, I'm going to achieve that. But nobody knew that 2020, I mean, it's going to be the year where many countries are going to lock down because of a disease. I mean, because of COVID, and people didn't really dream. I mean, the man that wrote, look at the man that wrote the novel, about COVID, not really COVID. I think he just wrote it something like US or so France, or they are going to lock down. I mean, everywhere is going to be damn. They didn't look at it, and the book was not published until 2020. Nobody looked at it as something like this could happen. So that's why you have to always put up your some of the things they're going to really that's going to really come your way, your obstacles. Sometimes we are always blinded by the new year adrenaline, some of the rush that we fail to really prepare for the challenges that might come in the year. So every goal, of course, it has its challenges. If you really want to accomplish the goal, you must be prepared and forearmed to overcome the challenges that go with the goals. So against each of your goals, identify 3 to 5 challenges or obstacles that might prevent you from achieving your goals. You have to think ahead and figure out the obstacles that might come: your spiritual goals, your professional goals, your business goals, financial goals, family goals, relationship goals, investment goals, academic goals for that year. So everything needs to put. I mean, these are the type of goals that I really think we should set. Now, I've talked about some of the obstacles that really might come your way that you should set it, and that's for number 5. Now that takes me to my number 6, and my number 6 is identify core values, attitude, behaviors, or conduct you must portray to achieve your new goals. When we in PR, there's something called reputation management, and we have people who manage your reputation, but also you have to create your own reputation. You have to create your behaviors. When we say that, okay, how you want to be addressed is how you should be seen. I mean, you have to dress the way you want to be addressed. You have to also behave the way you want to be addressed. I mean, if you behave like a nuisance, definitely they're going to call you a nuisance. If you behave like someone with bipolar, they're going to call you someone with bipolar. Nigeria here, we have a very funny way of calling people by their own disease, and that is something not something that we should appreciate, rather. But of course, let's just behave the way we want them. We want to be addressed. So there's this thing that you call be, do, have, and that's the formula for if you want to have something, you must do something. But before you can do something, you must be someone. So the be aspect of the goal achieving formula is the hardest part of the process. Many a time, the reason we aren't making enough progress is because of bad habits, behaviors, and conduct. So if you run a company, it's not enough for you to be good. Your team must be good as well, or else your team might sabotage your success. So what you should do is you must put forth new behaviors. You must change your bad behaviors. Professional and corporate attitudes also will not be achieved if you don't change this. This will really intend to affect some of your life and all that. So change your behavior. Some of the things, bad habits you want to get rid of, you really need to get rid of these habits. So you have to put it down that these are the things I'm going to do. I mean, I saw a Korean actor, I think is Yu In, and he talked about he said, I think 2021, that he wants to stop smoking. I mean, that's really identifying something that it can be bad for your health. So you can also put it down in writing. Also, now that takes me to my number 7, and the number 7 is analyze your relationship and develop ways to improve and increase them. Many people, we have some people who are really bad at relationships. We don't really know how to keep up with relationships. Don't know how to call. Don't know how to do some other things. But when you talk about relationships, they'll tell you it takes a lot of sacrifices for you to maintain a relationship. But you also have to analyze the type of sacrifice that you really need to make to keep a good relationship, not a bad one. And these here comes to sometimes when people tell us, I mean, that you have to get rid of the people who are not really beneficial in your life. You don't see anything that they are doing for you. I can't be working with someone that keeps pulling me down. I'm trying to go up and the person is pulling me down. I have to sit down and think about that relationship and how I'm going to improve, how I'm going to move ahead from that relationship. I also have to determine the quality of my relationship. I can't just be there and you be taking advantage of me, and I just have to really think about it. So I think you have to really also think about this. Also ask for forgiveness. Sometimes I think people have started posting it right now that if I offended you in the year 2020, I beg, no vessel, forgive me. I mean, it's the year we're entering a new year. So ask for forgiveness from those you've offended, and keep up with them, maintain this good relationship. If you're a worker and your boss have or your boss offended you, I think you need to forgive and let go. Also, amend your old relationship, sort out issues with your customers, your partners, your creditors, your investors and suppliers. Ensure that you have clean and straight you have cleaned and straightened all relationships for the new year, also to straighten up for you. And then what you have done is you have to now plan for relationships, for more relationships in the upcoming year, how to get new customers, how to maintain your customers, how to relate with your customers relations. It really helps when they see customers are always right, but sometimes not all customers are right. So you have to also think of ideas, tactics to ways to tell your customers that okay, you're wrong or all that. So you have to look for a way to tell them. So these are ways for you to maintain your relationship. So this takes me also to my number 8, and that number 8 is something that is very important, and that's develop an education plan to upgrade your knowledge and skills. Knowledge never drives up. Your skills also will always be useful for you. So you have to think, you have to add more to your knowledge in the year 2021. Lecturers, when they teach, when they lecture someone and the students correct them, I mean, they are also learning. The president is still learning, vice president is still learning, Bill Gates is still learning. Many people are still learning. So you have to, for you to earn more in the new year, you have to be prepared to learn more next year. You have people who tell you study your market, do this, you have to do that. So if you want to do these things, definitely you need to do more. I mean, you can't make more money if you don't add more knowledge, or you don't add more to your skills. You don't see the reason why you need to know more about technology. You don't see the reason why you need to learn another language, or you can't find a reason why you don't why you have to also communicate with other people, or get ideas, or meet a friend and tell them, okay, tell me this. I mean, you have to make money, so definitely you have to add more to your knowledge. And so by doing this, of course, you have to talk about the books you need to read, so you can put it down. Which course am I going to take this year? Which book am I going to read this year? What are the skills I need to learn this new year? Also, the new experiences that you need to acquire. You can always put it down in writing. Don't forget, everything must be in writing. So you have to think about this. These are the ways to add more to your knowledge. And also, if you run a company, it's not enough for you to just upgrade. Your team also must upgrade their knowledge and their skills. As a boss, if you add more to your knowledge and your teammates, they are just stagnant, they are not learning more, you're just going to remain somewhere. I mean, only you can do the work. You need everybody to do your work. So if you think you're going for a training, you can always sponsor your teammates, your employees, to learn more about what you are doing. So it's a way for them to also add more to their knowledge. Now, I think this is taking me now to the final step, and that's evaluate your plan to keep track of progress. Develop an evaluation to keep track of progress. Many other things, of course, what ends it mostly is evaluation. You have to write out ways for you to follow up with these things that you have written down. I mean, if you don't have a way to measure and evaluate and keep track of your performance throughout the new year, then how will you be able to know that you've accomplished these your goals, or you've achieved these your goals? It's just like my number 1, where I said you should identify the things that you've done, evaluate it, and do some other things. I mean, If you don't do that, there's no way you'll be able to know what you really accomplished or what you've achieved. So I think if you want to really evaluate yourself next year, you can put it down. Maybe every 3 months, I want to be evaluating myself that if I've achieved social goals, if I've achieved this, are the things I've done. So life is full of distractions. Of course, it's full of the disappointment and competition. So you have to stay focused on the accomplishment of your goals. If you're going to stay focused, you must develop an evaluation plan to keep you on track. And a great way to do this is have your management team meet each month to review progress against the forecast. Also, if you're a corporate executive or solopreneur, you get a trusted friend to help keep your accomplishment keep you accountable for the accomplishment of your new goals. You must also discipline yourself each month, each week, and each day of the year, so that you can be able to ensure all your actions are directed towards the accomplishment of your spiritual goals, your professional goals, your business goals, your financial goals, family, relationship goals, investment goals, and also your academic goals for the new year. So definitely these are some of the goals that you have to accomplish. So discipline yourself each and every month. What have I done this week? What have I done this month? It's just like when you sit and say, I want to go and write an exam, and of course you're going to sit and say, okay, which chapters have I read? What have I learned from that chapter? What have I done? You have to write it down before you go and sit for an exam. So this is how this is. Every year is just like every day. It's like an exam that you have to sit at the end of the day and write what you've achieved. So next year, 2021, let's take it as a day. Let's take every day serious. What you didn't achieve this year, what you think you failed this year, you have to write out the the strategies, the tactics, the evaluation plans, so that next year will be successful for me. 2021 a successful new year. So I hope I've been able to point out these things. And also you can always research. I got this from advice from 20something.com, and also from esprang.com. also I got some of this information from them, and also it helped me to write out some of the things for my year. By now I think I'm going to end my home plans for the year tomorrow, my new goals for next year, and things I'm going to achieve. I'm going to make it successful for me. So write out your own, and if you have more ideas how we can make 2021 great, always put it in the comment section. I know some people will say this is like a motivational show, but I want to be successful. I want to add more to my success next year. I want to accomplish more. So I think you should also do the same. So I'm just going to quickly run that through it. That's from number one. The first one I wrote is that list your failures and create a list of your accomplishments. Number two is create a list of the biggest lessons you've learned. Number three is set new goals for the new year. Number four is identify the reasons why you must achieve your goals. Number five is identify obstacles that might come your way in achieving your new goals. Also, identify core values, attitudes, behaviors, or conduct you must portray to achieve your new year goals. Number seven is achieve your relationships and develop ways to improve and increase them. And number eight is develop an education plan to upgrade your knowledge and your skills. And lastly, it's develop an evaluation plan to keep track of your progress. Don't forget that you can always share these videos on our social media platforms that are showing on your screen. Create a watch party with your friends so that they can get informed, so that you won't be the only one to just benefit from this. Follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. Also visit our website www.vanguardangel.com to get more of our top interesting stories, motivational things that will keep you running throughout the next year. And this is the end of Youth and Social Life for today. My name is Dami. Enjoy your day and also protect yourself for the rest of the year. It's bye from me.